What messages are given by circular traffic signs that have a blue background? They give motorway information. They give directions to car parks. They give temporary directions during a diversion. They give mandatory instructions. They give mandatory instructions. What does this motorway sign mean? Temporary minimum speed 50 miles per hour. Temporary maximum speed 50 miles per hour. Obstruction 50 meters, 164 feet, ahead. No services for 50 miles. Temporary maximum speed 50 miles per hour. What does a sign with a brown background show? Tourist directions. Primary roads. Motorway routes. Minor roads. Tourist directions.
What does this road marking mean? You're approaching a hazard. No overtaking allowed. No stopping allowed. Don't cross the line. You're approaching a hazard.
What does this sign mean? Quayside or riverbank. Uneven road surface. Steep hill downwards. Road liable to flooding. Quayside or riverbank. What does this sign mean?
Turn left for parking area. No through road on the left. No entry for traffic turning left. Turn left for ferry terminal. No through road on the left.
What does this sign mean?
Motorcycles only. Cars only. No cars. No motorcycles. No motorcycles.
Which sign means no motor vehicles allowed?
The driver of the car in front is giving this arm signal. What does it mean? The driver intends to turn left. The driver is slowing down. The driver intends to turn right. The driver wishes to overtake. The driver intends to turn left.
What does this sign mean?
Road on the right closed. No right turn. Bend to the right. No traffic from the right. No right turn. What does this sign mean? Risk of ice. 6 roads converge. Multi-exit roundabout. Place of historical interest. Risk of ice. What does this sign mean?
Adverse camber.
Uneven road. Steep hill downwards. Steep hill upwards. Steep hill downwards.
What does this sign mean?
Parking for trams only. Route for trams only. Route for buses only. Parking for buses only. Route for trams only. What does this sign mean? Uneven road surface. Water across the road. Road ahead ends. Bridge over the road. Water across the road. Which sign means that pedestrians may be walking along the road? What does this motorway sign mean? Leave the motorway at the next exit. Change to the opposite carriageway. Pull up on the hard shoulder. Change to the lane on your left. Change to the lane on your left. What does this sign mean? Mini roundabout. No vehicles. Ring road. Roundabout. Roundabout.
What does this sign mean?
Buses turning. Keep right. Ring road. Mini roundabout. Mini roundabout.
What does this sign mean?
Temporary traffic lights ahead. New traffic lights ahead. Traffic lights out of order. Amber signal out of order. Traffic lights out of order. What does this sign mean? Ancient monument ahead. Traffic danger spot ahead. Low bridge ahead. Tunnel ahead. Tunnel ahead.
What does this sign mean? With flow bus and cycle lane. No buses and cycles allowed. No waiting for buses and cycles. Contraflow bus and cycle lane. With flow bus and cycle lane.
Which of these signs shows that you're entering a one-way system? What does this sign mean? Service area 30 miles ahead. Minimum speed 30 miles per hour. Maximum speed 30 miles per hour. Lay-by 30 miles ahead. Minimum speed 30 miles per hour. What does this sign mean? Give priority to vehicles coming towards you. You have priority over vehicles coming towards you. Bus lane ahead. End of two-way road. You have priority over vehicles coming towards you. What are triangular signs for? To give information. To give warnings. To give orders. To give directions. To give warnings. What does this sign mean? Vehicles may not park on the verge or footway. Vehicles may not park on the left-hand side of the road only. Vehicles may park on the right-hand side of the road only. Vehicles may park fully on the verge or footway. Vehicles may park fully on the verge or footway. When may you cross a double solid white line in the middle of the road? To pass a road maintenance vehicle travelling at 10 miles per hour or less. To pass a vehicle that's towing a trailer. To pass traffic that's queuing back at a junction. To pass a car signalling to turn left ahead. To pass a road maintenance vehicle travelling at 10 miles per hour or less. You're approaching a zebra crossing where pedestrians are waiting. Which arm signal might you give? What does this sign mean?
One-way traffic. Vehicular traffic must proceed in the direction indicated by the arrow. Vehicular traffic passing the sign must keep to the left of the sign. Turn to left. Turn to left.
These flashing red lights mean that you must stop. Where would you find them? Zebra crossings. Pelican crossings. Motorway exits. Level crossings. Level crossings. What does this sign mean? Wait at the crossroads. Give way to trams. Wait at the barriers. Give way to farm vehicles. Give way to trams. At a junction, you see this sign partly covered by snow. What does it mean? Turn right. Give way. Crossroads. Stop. Stop. What does this sign mean? A variable speed limit ahead. A mandatory speed limit change ahead. An advisory change of speed limit ahead. The speed limit change at the end of the motorway. a mandatory speed limit change ahead. What does this sign mean?
No overtaking. No right turn for vehicular traffic. No left turn for vehicular traffic. No U-turns for vehicular traffic. No left turn for vehicular traffic.
What does this sign mean? Two-way traffic straight ahead. Traffic approaching you has priority. Motorway contraflow system ahead. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. Two-way traffic straight ahead. What shape is a stop sign at a junction? What does this sign mean? No through road. No parking. No road markings. No entry. No entry. What does this sign mean? New speed limit 20 miles per hour. End of 20 miles per hour zone. No vehicles over 30 tons. Minimum speed limit 30 miles per hour. End of 20 miles per hour zone. Which type of vehicle does this sign apply to? Wide vehicles. Heavy vehicles. Long vehicles. High vehicles. Long vehicles. What does this sign mean?
Give way to traffic on the major road. Give way to cyclists on the minor road. Give way to traffic behind you. Stop at all times and give way to all traffic on your left. Give way to traffic on the major road.
What does this sign mean?
Watch out for horses after this sign. Ridden or accompanied horses prohibited. Horse-drawn vehicles prohibited. You are approaching an animal farm. Ridden or accompanied horses prohibited.
What does this sign mean?
Vehicular traffic passing the sign must keep to the left of the sign. Vehicular traffic passing the sign must keep to the right of the sign. Turn to left. No left turn for vehicular traffic. Vehicular traffic passing the sign must keep to the left of the sign.
Traffic signs giving orders are generally which shape? What does this sign mean?
No left turn for vehicular traffic. No right turn for vehicular traffic. Right lane ends. No U-turns for vehicular traffic. No U-turns for vehicular traffic.
What must you do when you see this sign? Stop only if a red light is showing. Stop only if children are waiting to cross. Stop only if traffic is approaching. Stop even if the road is clear. Stop even if the road is clear. What does this sign mean?
One-way traffic. One-way traffic ahead. Vehicular traffic passing the sign must keep to the left of the sign. Location of a weight restriction ahead with indication of an alternative route. One-way traffic.
What does this sign mean? Leave motorway at next exit. Lane for heavy and slow vehicles. All lorries use the hard shoulder. Rest area for lorries. Lane for heavy and slow vehicles. What does this sign mean?
Motor vehicles prohibited. All vehicles prohibited. Motor vehicles except bicycles prohibited. Motor vehicles except solo motorcycles prohibited. Motor vehicles except solo motorcycles prohibited.
What does this sign mean?
Pedestrians allowed. All vehicles prohibited. Pedestrians prohibited. End of road. Pedestrians prohibited.
What does this sign mean? Pass either side to get to the same destination. Give way to oncoming vehicles. Turn off at the next available junction. Approaching traffic passes you on both sides. Pass either side to get to the same destination. What does this sign mean? Two-way traffic crosses a two-way road. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. Two-way traffic straight ahead. Two-way traffic over a bridge. Two-way traffic crosses a one-way road. What does this sign mean?
Articulated vehicles prohibited. No entry for vehicular traffic. End of prohibition of goods vehicles exceeding the maximum gross weight indicated in a previous sign. No motor vehicles. End of prohibition of goods vehicles exceeding the maximum gross weight indicated in a previous sign.
What does this sign mean? Two-way traffic. Give priority to oncoming traffic. No overtaking allowed. One-way traffic only. Give priority to oncoming traffic. What does this sign mean?
Ridden or accompanied horses prohibited. Horse-drawn vehicles prohibited. Towed caravans prohibited. Motor vehicles prohibited. Horse-drawn vehicles prohibited.
What does this sign mean? You have priority. Two-way traffic. No overtaking. No motor vehicles. No overtaking. Which type of vehicle does this sign apply to? Wide vehicles, heavy vehicles, long vehicles, high vehicles. Wide vehicles.
What do these zigzag white lines mean? No parking at any time. Parking allowed only for a short time. Slow down to 20 miles per hour. Sounding horns isn't allowed. No parking at any time.
Which of these signs means turn left ahead? You're about to overtake. What should you do when you see this sign? Overtake the other driver as quickly as possible. Hold back until you can see clearly ahead. Switch your headlights on before overtaking. Move to the right to get a better view. Hold back until you can see clearly ahead. What does this sign indicate? A diversion route, a picnic area, a pedestrian zone, a cycle route. A diversion route. What does this sign mean? Cyclists must dismount. Cyclists aren't allowed. Cycle route ahead. Cycle in single file. Cycle route ahead. What does this sign mean? Maximum speed limit with traffic calming. 20 cars only, parking zone. Minimum speed limit with traffic calming. Only 20 cars allowed at any one time. Maximum speed limit with traffic calming. Why are these yellow lines painted across the road? To tell you the distance to the roundabout. To help you choose the correct lane. To help you keep the correct separation distance. To make you aware of your speed. To make you aware of your speed. What does this sign mean? Cars must stop. Both trams and cars must stop. Both trams and cars can continue. Trams must stop. Trams must stop. Which arm signal tells you that the car you're following is going to pull up? What does this sign mean?
Bend ahead to the left. Warning for left turn. Vehicular traffic must turn ahead in the direction indicated by the arrow. 90-degree turn to left ahead. Vehicular traffic must turn ahead in the direction indicated by the arrow.
What does this sign mean? National speed limit applies. No entry. No stopping. Waiting restrictions apply. No stopping. Where would you see this road marking? On road humps. Near a level crossing. At traffic lights. At a box junction. On road humps. What does this sign mean?
Turn right ahead. Warning of a right-hand bend ahead. Keep right. Junction on the right ahead. Warning of a right-hand bend ahead.
What does this sign mean?
Road narrows both sides. Single lane ahead. End of dual carriageway. Two-way traffic ahead. Road narrows both sides.
What does this sign mean?
Road works ahead. Falling rocks. Loose chippings. Risk of aquaplaning. Loose chippings. Which of these signs warns you of a zebra crossing?
What does this sign mean?
National speed limit applies. No road access. No stopping. Keep clear. National speed limit applies.
What does this sign mean?
Parking place for pedal cycles only. Riding of pedal cycles prohibited. Cyclists only. Pedal cycle route crossing or joining road ahead. Riding of pedal cycles prohibited.
Where would you find these road markings? At a mini roundabout. On a motorway. At a railway crossing. On a pedestrian crossing. At a mini roundabout. What does this sign mean?
Route for pedal cycles only. Parking place for cycles only. End of cycle route. Pedal cycle route crossing or joining road ahead. Route for pedal cycles only.
What does this sign mean?
Humpback bridges ahead. Uneven road. Steep hills ahead. Speed bumps in road. Uneven road.
What does this sign mean?
Give way to traffic on right. Traffic merging from right. Joining major route ahead. Traffic merging from left. Traffic merging from left.
How should you give an arm signal to turn left?
What does this sign mean? Side winds. Airport. Road noise. Adverse camber. Side winds. What does this sign mean? Level crossing with gate or barrier. Gated road ahead. Level crossing without gate or barrier. Cattle grid ahead. Level crossing with gate or barrier. What does this sign mean? No buses and cycles allowed. Contraflow bus and cycle lane. No waiting for buses and cycles. With flow bus and cycle lane. With flow bus and cycle lane. What does this sign mean?
Junction from left on a curve on right ahead. Junction from right on a curve on left ahead. Junction from right on a curve on right ahead. Junction from left on a curve on left ahead. Junction from right on a curve on right ahead.
What does this sign mean?
Frail pedestrians likely to cross. Zebra crossing. Pedestrians ahead. Pedestrians prohibited. Frail pedestrians likely to cross.
You're in a tunnel and you see this sign. What does it mean? Beware of pedestrians. No footpath ahead. No access for pedestrians. Beware of pedestrians crossing ahead. Direction to emergency pedestrian exit. Direction to emergency pedestrian exit. What does this sign mean? Cars and motorcycles only. No motor vehicles. No overtaking. Clearway, no stopping. No motor vehicles. What does this sign mean?
Single file traffic only. Queues likely. Car park ahead. Keep your distance. Queues likely.
You're approaching a junction where the traffic lights aren't working. What should you do when a police officer gives this signal? Turn right only. Continue ahead only. Turn left only. Stop at the stop line. Stop at the stop line. What does this sign mean? You can park on the days and times shown. End of the urban clearway restrictions. No parking at all from Monday to Friday. No parking on the days and times shown. No parking on the days and times shown. What does this sign mean? No motor vehicles. End of motorway. End of bus lane. No through road. End of motorway. What does this white arrow on the road ahead mean? Road bends to the left. Keep left of the hatched markings. Entrance on the left. All vehicles turn left. Keep left of the hatched markings. What does this sign mean? Through traffic to use left lane. Right-hand lane T-junction only. Right-hand lane closed ahead. 11-ton weight limit. Right-hand lane closed ahead. Which of these signs means that the national speed limit applies? What does this sign mean? Right-hand lane for buses only. Right-hand lane for turning right. The right-hand lane ahead is narrow. The right-hand lane is closed. The right-hand lane is closed. What does this sign mean? Beware of trams. Level crossing. Tourist attraction. Beware of trains. Tourist attraction. What's the reason for the yellow crisscross lines painted on the road here? To mark the entrance lane to a car park. To warn you of the tram lines crossing the road. To mark out an area for trams only. To prevent queuing traffic from blocking the junction on the left. To prevent queuing traffic from blocking the junction on the left. What does this sign mean? End of restriction. Lane ends ahead. End of motorway. Free recovery ends. End of restriction. What does this sign mean? Humps in the road. Entrance to tunnel. Hump bridge. Soft verges. Humps in the road. You see this line across the road at the entrance to a roundabout. What does it mean? You have right of way. Stop at the line. Traffic from the left has right of way. Give way to traffic from the right. Give way to traffic from the right.
Which sign means no overtaking?
What does this sign mean? End of dual carriageway. End of narrow bridge. Tall bridge. Road narrows. End of dual carriageway. What does this sign mean? No pedestrians allowed. Zebra crossing ahead. Pedestrian zone, no vehicles. School crossing patrol. Zebra crossing ahead. What does this sign mean?
Cyclists must dismount. Cycles are not allowed. Cycle route ahead. Cycle in single file. Cycle route ahead.
What does this sign mean? Direction to park and ride car park. No parking for buses or coaches. Direction to bus and coach park. Parking area for cars and coaches. Direction to park and ride car park. What does this sign mean? Leave at the next exit. Contraflow system. Change to the left lane. One-way street. Contraflow system. What does this sign mean? Turn left ahead. T-junction. No through road. Give way. T-junction. Which is the sign for a ring road? What does this sign mean? End of restricted parking area. End of cycle route. End of restricted speed area. End of clearway. End of restricted parking area. What does this sign mean? Distance to passing place ahead. Distance to parking place ahead. Distance to public house ahead. Distance to public telephone ahead. Distance to parking place ahead. You're waiting at a T-junction. A vehicle is coming from the right, with its left indicator flashing. What should you do? Move out and accelerate hard. Move out slowly. Pull out before the vehicle reaches the junction. Wait until the vehicle starts to turn in. Wait until the vehicle starts to turn in. What does this sign mean? Danger ahead. Tyres liable to punctures ahead. Slippery road ahead. Service area ahead. Danger ahead. What does this sign mean?
Towed caravans allowed. Horse-drawn vehicles prohibited. Horse-drawn vehicles allowed. Towed caravans prohibited. Towed caravans prohibited.
At traffic lights, what does it mean when the amber light shows on its own? Prepare to go. Stop at the stop line. Go if no pedestrians are crossing. Go if the way is clear. Stop at the stop line.
Which sign shows that you're entering a one-way system?
What does this sign mean? Level crossing with gate or barrier. Gated road ahead. Level crossing without gate or barrier. Cattle grid ahead. Level crossing without gate or barrier. What does a red traffic light mean? You must stop and wait behind the stop line. Stop if you're able to brake safely. You should stop unless turning left. Proceed with care. You must stop and wait behind the stop line. What does this sign mean? Low bridge. Traffic calming hump. Hump bridge. Uneven road. Hump bridge. What does this sign mean? National speed limit applies. Clearway, no stopping. Waiting restrictions apply. Waiting permitted. Waiting restrictions apply. The driver of the car in front is giving this arm signal. What does it mean? The driver wishes to overtake. The driver is slowing down. The driver intends to turn left. The driver intends to turn right. The driver intends to turn left. Where would you see these road markings? At a level crossing, at a pedestrian crossing, on a single track road, on a motorway slip road, on a motorway slip road.
Which sign means you have priority over oncoming vehicles?
What should you do when you see this sign as you travel along a motorway? Leave the motorway at the next exit. Change lane. Move onto the hard shoulder. Turn left immediately. Leave the motorway at the next exit. Which type of vehicle does this sign apply to? Wide vehicles, heavy vehicles, long vehicles, high vehicles. High vehicles. Where does this marking normally appear on a road? Just before a give way sign. Just before a no entry sign. Just before a no through road sign. Just before a stop sign. Just before a give way sign. What does this sign mean?
Stop. Go ahead. Traffic light off. Traffic signals ahead. Traffic signals ahead.
What does this sign mean? Bus station on the right. Contraflow bus lane. With flow bus lane. Give way to buses. Contraflow bus lane. What does this sign mean? Trams crossing ahead. Trams only. No trams ahead. Oncoming trams. Trams crossing ahead. Which sign means no entry?
What does the solid white line at the side of the road indicate? Footpath on the left. Cycle path. Edge of the carriageway. Traffic lights ahead. Edge of the carriageway.
What does this sign mean?
Road narrows. Ahead only. Keep left. Minimum speed. Road narrows.
What does this sign mean?
Rare toads. Nearby ponds. Dangerous toads. Migratory toad crossing. Migratory toad crossing.
What does this sign mean? Crossroads. Ahead only. Level crossing with gate. Level crossing without gate. Crossroads. What does this sign mean? Ring road. Mini roundabout. No vehicles. Roundabout. Roundabout. How should the right-hand lane of a 3-lane motorway be used? as a high-speed lane, as an acceleration lane, as a right turn lane, as an overtaking lane, as an overtaking lane. Which of these signs means the end of a dual carriageway? What does this sign mean?
There are no service stations for the next 40 miles. The maximum speed allowed is 40 miles per hour. There is a road blockage 40 meters ahead. The minimum speed allowed is 40 miles per hour. The maximum speed allowed is 40 miles per hour.
What does this sign mean?
Only buses are allowed on this road. Bus stop ahead. Buses are not allowed on this road. Bus lane ahead. Buses are not allowed on this road. Where will you find this sign? In an area where you cannot load or unload. In a controlled parking zone. In an area where you cannot stop. In an area where you cannot park, stop, load or unload. In a controlled parking zone.
What does this sign mean?
Minimum speed limit is 30 miles per hour. Maximum speed is no longer 30 miles per hour. Recommended speed is 30 miles per hour. Minimum speed limit is no longer 30 miles per hour. Minimum speed limit is no longer 30 miles per hour. As you approach a bend, you see this sign. You should slow down to a crawl. Make a U-turn. Come to a complete stop. Bend to left. Bend to left.
What's the reason for the area marked in red and white along the centre of this road? It separates traffic flowing in opposite directions. It marks an area to be used by overtaking motorcyclists. It's a temporary marking to warn of the roadworks. It separates the two sides of the dual carriageway. It separates traffic flowing in opposite directions. What does this sign mean?
Road narrows both sides. Single lane ahead. Road narrows on right. One-way traffic ahead. Road narrows on right. Which of these signs means there is a double bend ahead?
What does 25 mean on this motorway sign? The distance to the nearest town. The route number of the road. The number of the next junction. The speed limit on the slip road. The number of the next junction. What does this sign mean?
Low-flying aircraft. Crossroads. Airport. Airport ahead. Low-flying aircraft. White line along the side of the road. Shows the edge of the carriageway. Means no parking. Means no overtaking. Shows the approach to a hazard. Shows the edge of the carriageway.
What does this sign mean?
Crossroads. Staggered Junction. T-junction. Double bend first to the left. Staggered Junction.
What does this sign mean?
Steep hill downwards. Uneven road. Steep hill upwards. Risk of grounding at level crossing ahead. Steep hill upwards.
What does this sign mean?
Road under repair, drive carefully. Other danger ahead. Sharp turns in the road ahead. Road may be slippery when wet. Road may be slippery when wet. Which sign means no through road?